Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Star Citizen patch v1.1.1, and this is a really cool update. There's two big things that have been added. The first is the Gladiator, which is, if I remember correctly, kind of a carrier-based bomber. That's the description that the game provides. It's made by Anvil, which is the same manufacturer as the Hornet. And so this is another of the Navy ships that we'll probably see a lot of in Squadron 42. So that has been added to Arena Commander, and you can fly that to your heart's content if you own it. You can also get it with REC, R-E-C. If you have 16,500 REC, you will be able to rent that. So that's another cool alternative. But the other cool thing that we've got is turrets, manable turrets. So there's only 3 ships, I believe, that support these at the moment. The first is the Gladiator, the second is the Super Hornet, and the third is the Cutlass Black. But it's just really cool. You'll actually see a bit of that in this video. You should see a little bit of me flying the Gladiator after I borrowed it from somebody else in some multiplayer free flight. Basically, he got out of the ship and I got into it and I flew away. And you'll also see a little bit of the turret gameplay. So when you see the turret firing away on the Gladiator, that's not me shooting. That's another player shooting that, and it's just really, really cool. It's one of the big steps towards the multi-crewed ships as well. So the only way to currently get into the turrets is by basically meeting up with another player in multiplayer free flight. Both of you land on a landing pad, you get out of your ships, and then you both get into the other ship. It's a bit clunky at the moment. You know, there's no proper way of doing it apart from that, but it works. I mean, I had no idea who the guy was that I was with today. He just landed his ship, I landed mine, and we just we messed around with it, and it was really cool. But so this is definitely a really cool thing, and it's I think it's just a good bit of progress, really. I mean, I just spent 15-20 minutes today screwing around in multiplayer free flight just with a lobby of random people, and I had a smile on my face the whole time. It was just a lot of fun. So that's really cool. So one of the other things we've got as well, in addition to the Gladiator and the turrets, is that the Gladiator actually has some new weapons, which are size 5 missiles. So these are really big missiles, basically. I guess, as they're saying in this write-up that they've done for the release of the patch and the release or the resale of the Gladiator, the aim of the Gladiator is to kind of be like a dive bomber. So it's got some really big weapons, or some really big missiles / bombs now, and it's pretty cool. I didn't get to use those or anything because I only flew the Gladiator for about 30 seconds, maybe a bit more than that. But it's a pretty cool thing, and I guess the idea is that these will be used for attacking capital ships and that sort of thing once we have capital ships. So that'll be really cool to see. And obviously, I think Squadron 42, which is the single-player campaign of Star Citizen, you'll probably see a bit of that get used. So that's pretty awesome. So there's always a bunch of fixes and stuff in the patch notes, and as always, the patch notes will be linked in the video description. I'm not going to go into great detail regarding all the different sorts of things. I mean, we've got some new hotkeys. We've got new keybinds added for a few of the different things. There's a bit of some audio changes. So like the 300i and the Hornet have some ejection audio. I guess that's for hitting the ejection key. And there's also been a few changes for the REC. So like the amount that you'll earn, and I think they've done a bit of back-end work so that they can make changes to that a bit more easily as well. So that's all part of balancing the REC, basically, the amount that you get versus how much you contribute to different things and that sort of thing. So that's all good. And yeah, there is quite a lot of different small updates and fixes, as always. I'm not going to go too in-depth into those because realistically that would just be me reading straight off the patch notes, and I don't think anybody finds that particularly interesting. So there's a number of fixes as well, quite a lot of fixes actually, as well as a fair few known issues. This patch seems to have introduced a few bugs, especially with the multiplayer matchmaking, I guess. It took a fair while for me to get into that match. I know a lot of people aren't even being able to get into matches at the moment. There's just a lot of instability going on regarding that at the moment. So I guess if you're really keen on getting into a multiplayer match, it may take you a little bit, so that's just something to be aware of before you download the patch and dedicate your weekend to playing this, although the weekend's pretty much over, so I guess that's not really a big deal. But yeah, so like I said, the patch notes will be in the video description. I'll also put a link to just the release notes, like the write-up that they did, which describes the turrets and everything. But yeah, I think this is a really cool update. The turrets is a lot of fun. I don't think it's particularly like practical right now. You know, you're not going to be able to jump into a battle royale or something and jump into somebody else's turret and just destroy people as a team. It's not quite at that stage yet, but as a kind of proof of concept, it's a really cool thing. So once the multiplayer instability is fixed up, it's definitely something you should jump in and check out. Just have, you know, go into multiplayer free flight, and hopefully somebody has one of the 3 ships that has the turrets. Alternately, you can spend your hard-earned rec on a Gladiator or a Super Hornet or a Cutlass Black, and you can be the person with the turret. But yeah, so I think I'll end this one here. So it's I know I didn't focus as much on the patch notes this time, but I think the Gladiator and the turrets are really the main thing around this patch. So it's I've just said it a lot, it's really cool, I can't stop saying that. But yeah, so I'll end this one here. So I've been Vornskyr, and until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.